name is SA HUYNH. I'm a second-year student studying Business Administration, and today I'm going to talk about the chapter 1, which is the intro of e-commerce and the case study Puma. The content of this video includes 3 main sections. The first is a brief summary of the chapter. Second, the answer for the case study, question 1, 2, and 3. And finally, I will talk about the conclusion. Let's begin with the summary of the chapter. The first part is the difference between e-commerce and e-business. So, based on the definition, e-commerce is digitally enabled commercial transactions between and among organizations and individuals, while e-business is digitally enabled transactions and processes within a firm, involving information system under the control of a firm. And another point to distinguish between these two is that e-commerce involves an exchange of value, for example, money, and across organizational or individual boundaries in turn for products or services. And on the other hand, e-business does not involve any commercial transactions across organizational boundaries where value is exchanged. Next, I would like to introduce you some typical types of e-commerce, which are classified by market relationship or technology. And here they are: the business to business, the consumer to consumer, social e-commerce, mobile commerce, and local e-commerce. So, to success in e-commerce, there are underlying themes needed to be well understood, like technology, business, and the society as well. So, the chapter indicates how to manage an e-commerce strategy within 3 steps. First of all, we need a centralized website, replace multiple e-commerce sites on different platforms, and unify the content product strategy. Next is to implement the custom view content management system, so the so-called CMS. And lastly, an extensive presence on social networks like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and so on is indispensable. And I have just finished the first part, and now I'll move on to the other half of the presentation, which is the case study of Puma. Before I answer the 3 questions, I'd like to show a commercial video of Puma to warm up the atmosphere and just remind you of the worldwide brand, just in case that you haven't remembered it yet. Okay, it's showtime. Alright, you just watched a video released last year to introduce a product called Ignite Limitless. And now it's time for the questions. Let's start with the question 1. So, what is the purpose of Puma's content management system? Before I answer the question right away, I would like to explain what is the CMS. CMS is a database software program which is specifically designed to manage structured and unstructured data and objects in website environment. And the purposes for this in the case on website is to maintain the Puma branding and navigation across all subsites and pages. Second, customize the homepage. The third one is to roll out local, regional, and global campaigns at ease. The fourth one is to integrate with language and transaction tools. And finally, locate stores by store finder. And all of which lead to these two following results. The first one is to improve the site visualization and navigation. Second, prompt customers to spend longer time on the website and increase it increased 7.1% of the order rate. And on mobile, they can use the GPS to locate their store. And also, it has the same appearance and content as Puma.com. And also, each of the category sites managed by the same CMS. Next, the self-generated content by the shoppers and share shopping experience. They can share shopping experience via connected walls. As a result, on Black Friday in 2014, 3.4% of mobile visitors of Puma site made a purchase, and it's pretty large compared to just 1.6% in the previous year. In 2013, Puma also released the Puma Track. Well, that's all for the first question. The next one is, why did Puma build a single centralized website rather than continue with multiple websites serving different countries and regions? Since it's really difficult for Puma to handle the multiple websites which serve from so many countries in many different languages, Puma has to choose to build a single website, which is bring about several benefits. First is simplify managing global e-commerce operation from a central digital platform. Second is achieve consistent and cohesive brand building. The third one is unify content and product strategies. The fourth one is select better consumer data to personalize marketing and develop more appealing products. And the fifth one is roll out the local, regional, global campaigns more easily. And the first question is about what social media sites does Puma use and what do they contribute to Puma's marketing effort. Mainly, they focus on an extensive presence on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and so on. In addition to social media, Puma also integrate other marketing channels such as this old website Puma.com and iPhone app. With those efforts, they successfully maintain the interaction with the customer, specifically drive the conversation and deepen their engagement with them. Moreover, they can completely reach lots of regional and sub-brand audience in more than 120 nations. In the past, pages dedicated to sport, country, region, and product category were created for each social network. For several years, Puma has taken a trial and error approach so as to focus on attracting the followers. And nowadays, Puma has taken another approach, which is data-driven, to maximize customers' engagement and generating the right mix of online content to achieve the best drive sales. And finally, it's the conclusion. In this last section, I will suggest some key points that could be applied in Vietnam. First, I'd like to talk a little bit about the contemporary background of e-commerce in our country. The e-commerce platform has gradually become popular in business contracts for suppliers. For example, the contract of Alibaba with VP Bank and PTI. Second, social media and third-party online retailers are contemporarily dominated the market. And the consumer-to-consumer market is also likely large and potential for everyone to jump in. However, we do have some challenges to deal with, like we have an inadequate e-payment system. So in general, the e-payment ecosystem in Vietnam has not been developed enough. So there's only about 15% of online consumers said that they pay online most of the time. And the next challenge is inconvenient e-commerce logistics. The e-commerce in Vietnam requires a fully developed logistics system. And the last challenge is barriers for foreign e-commerce businesses to enter the market. This is because of the habit of using cash of Vietnamese consumers, and also because of the high cost of transferring logistics system from another country to Vietnam and vice versa. And now I have here some of the feasible solutions for Vietnam. We could increase an e-payment. In other words, change in payment method. Like instead of using cash, we can use the digital payment methods. And also we can improve the logistics structure and welcome the foreign e-commerce businesses so that we can have a higher competition. And so that's all for my presentation. Thank you so much for your attention.